Juba for the teaspoon. There are things you know inside without being told. The soul remembers, it knows, intimately overstanding things stuffed into the darkest parts of closets, tucked into darker closets. What we push down, forget, in order to breathe. You know things that are not questioned. They are fire bearing witness, scorching, embossed inside, knowing, like the scent of flowers, you could choose to follow to the root. We are our parents' children. They theirs, and again backwards to the reasons, the ways, the means, the path chosen, the one way up that defined what out could look like. The places where the road forked, the blood split, skin broken, the hustlers, builders, those who squandered ease, the beggars left on the roadside, the lions, the sheep, the warriors, the scoundrels, the heroic, and some not so. The lost things on the way to found ground, the sound of the song reverberating, waiting for your part of it, the place where you pick it up, where you pick up responsibility that may one day turn the blame, or the myth of lifting the bridge to the breath in your lungs, the narrow space of now in which you must certainly know that you shape what can be after as firmly as it was shaped for you. Will you be forgotten or remembered? Will you be the vibration of the drum or the slap of the skin? Drum maker, drum major, a wave maker, steadfast as the horse eaters, determined to go forward like waves rising, corn growing, trees worshiping dog stars. What does the bottom of the ocean demand? What do the bones you stand on scream for? Are you blade or weed? Hunger or the breeder of beggars? Are you a climber of mountains who forgets the valley? A bag of feathers folded into glittering vain folly, a waste of a dream dreamed by those who refused to fail, those who held your place in the storm, those who claimed your survival. They wrote it on today like a deed to life carved into a rocky hillside, one rusted teaspoon at a time, in a land of bulldozers. The horse eaters' children. I can only go back 3 generations. 10 generations on your pantheon of ancestors. I am short 6 generations. I only go forward. Maybe one day I will go back across to the other side of the graveyard in the ocean. If my soul can ever leave the water, but I only go forward. I only know forward. I am the child of the horse eaters. That's where I begin, as far back as I can go, to the farm where my grandmother took me when my mother left me after traveling down Route 66. She stopped to give birth, migrated. A wingless southern bird learned to fly. She left singing freedom blues, looking for new music, leaving my grandmother, the girl from the farm on the hill, to claim me. Before we went looking for her, traveling like unopened promises in the colored car on the train, clacking across the country, traveling to fate with lunch in grease-stained bags. But before that, we went to the horse eaters, frozen into the middle of the skinny winter near my birthday, Christmas, some winter month filled with unrepentant snow, packed tight on hard ground. I remember presents, a car coat, red in memory, store-bought, warm with a hood, a hand-carved rocking chair, bell ringing when I rocked, bell and chair left behind. We took the car coat, hood on my head, my face on the train window, steam with my breath, we clapped away from the land, gone from the horse eaters. I wonder what happened to the chair. I wonder what happened to the land. When the children left the horse eaters, the children became teachers, real estate agents, they became nurses, accountants, they went to the city. Perhaps they sold the farm, split the dreams, sweat, prayers of the horse eaters into equal parts in pursuit of their place in our song of becoming. I was too little to know, but I remember the tart, sharp taste of horse flesh. Remember the smell of the simmering meat, not the horses alive so much, but the meal they made. And I know now the promise they held. The promise they held fed more than hunger in the body. They fed hunger in the soul, the possibility of becoming. Nourished souls that survive paper-thin times, absent milk with no honey, to go to the city, to become other things, more than the horse eaters could ever dream of, tilling and sowing, the lean harvest followed by lean harvest, followed by leaner harvest, with growing children, with dreams of the city. When the snow's on the ground, all you have is what you have. When the house is tarred to keep out the wind, howling like an old lady turned out into the night, rooms going straight back, shotgun style, devouring precious land that reluctantly yields life. But inside the house, life is abundant, as are dreams. The horse eaters are the children of hunger. They have climbed a steep hill and they have learned to hold on. They buried their hope in the stones and the dirt, dangling from the side of life. Holding on, their children grow. They pour their love into them, holding on. You must hold on when life wants to shake you up out of it. You have to hold on to what you got if you want more. You must hold on to the land, rested from blood, sweat, bottomless hope on the steep side of a hill. You must hold on, or dreams starve. Once the taxes are paid, the tithes are tied, and the tools are repaired, and the store is paid, and all the too many bills are paid, all the labor spent is spent, hunger's dreams remain. And the land won't feed you when it fights back, refusing to yield. You must hold on. You have to feed the dreams. The future has to eat. Kill the livestock, all of it, down to the horses. Feed the future's dreams. Gravy, grits, full bellies, land. That the future will sell. To go to the city without the land. There'll be horses to save. Do you talk to God? Do you listen when God answers? Do you understand God's will, God's demands? If you see God's work, you hear God's voice vibrating, penetrating the surface of the ocean, echoing phantoms below, feel God's power, blowing the wind, leveling the plains, moving mountains, opening skies, hanging the moon, pulling back the sun. Do you listen to God? Changing the seasons, stringing the stars, holding up the firmament, dressing the trees, birthing in the midst of burying, mighty, eternal, watching, waiting, measuring. Do you listen to the holder of the scales, the owner of darkness, the provider of light, the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning, circling the end? Do you listen? It's a time of fire, an age of rising like waves on the Black Sea. We are the pouring over after being pressed down, witness fire on the water. We are the lessons of the lynching tree, the answer to cotton, the trespassers of language, undressing the weapons hidden in ink. We are the dreams projected from projects, the residual of slave hours before the rebellions. We are the pouring over after the pressing down. We have walked miles in the rain and not drowned. We will light the sun. We come with fire. We are of fire and water. We are closer to the dust, knowing we fall like seeds. We come forth in abundance. We thrive in the flicker of the slimmest chance. We come bearing fire. Born in a time where vanity rules, truth tellers are slain, poets are labeled mad, and fire is born, tended, carried in bellies, hearts, minds, souls, hot like fire, baby. We don't want new deals. We want to write a new deal. We want to renegotiate the treaty papers, the terms of engagement, the boundaries of the public sphere in all thoughts of manifest destiny. We come with fire. Fire heals and destroys, baby. We don't want a new deal. In this time of callous disregard, the unwashed walk along the river's edge, wrapped in the echo, tapped out an iron. Ogun proceeds. Shango gathers the rear. The sound conjures an unslaved ditty in a free style, cadence breaking the air of ignorance, disrupting sinister off-key songs of self-divine, too big to fail, democratic failures, playing one note on the backbone of the oppressed, wrapped in lawless law, ink weapons, protecting invisible war criminals above law, stealing, lying, dirty hands, Operation Stealth, cloaked in subliminal sound bites, selling us crazy at market rate, talking heads full of schemes, no order offered, none asked. We've come with fire, baby, to light paper houses, deconstructing language, writing the narrative of rebellion, burning with forward motion on our breath. Prayer is better than sleep, and action is more divine than prayer. Movement is life. We move in proof of life, baby, on fire. No more time to dance you with jig, juggle two realities, pretend like you make sense. Truth is a sword. We get one reality. We refuse to be crazy for you. And it might be a good time for you to stop pretending like you crazy too. Truth is a sword, cutting through concocted innocence, perceived fragility, delusions of supremacy. One reality, not invisible, carrying fire, forward motion on our breath, armed with fire and truth. I like fire, baby. Them people. They don't really care about us. Who? Them people. Who? Them people. Them people that did it, them people that didn't do nothing, them people who made it happen, let it happen, them, those people, not us people, other people, them people who ruined it, wasted it, broke it, peed on it, those folks, not us, them, the other, not like us people. They did it, they caused it, they made it, they brought it to the table, they tied it to the wheel, them people with the bull, packing it, slanging it, buying it, accepting it, them people, them dumb people, the ones that don't know no better. You need to teach them people, the bad ones, without God, the heathen people, them, the they folks. You heard what they say about them. Them people that craft the evil, them people that ignore the shadows, the cracks, the lies, the sins, them, the sheep people, the wolf people, the people who see and don't say, the people who hear and won't know, the knowers who lie, the people who continue knowing the wheel is broke, them, all us, them, we are they are us, we, them, people. Are we who we want to be? The wheel, the circle, a perfect expression, one, isness, reality check, one, circle, perfect. Round is a state of being, full circle, wheel, forward, faster circles, bigger motion, in motion, expression of overstanding. We stood, we walked, we talked, and we discovered the perfection of the circle. Together in the dark, the wheel, an expression of overstanding. One tribe in a circle, wolves outside. Inside the circle, food, fire, song, overstanding. Overstanding the divinity of oneness. In overstanding, we wanted more. Bigger circles, bigger wheels. Wheel got too big. Who can drive this wheel? Somebody got to drive the wheel. Take us where we want to go. Greater overstanding, better tomorrows, pave the road. Wheel can move faster, clear the forest. Wheel can move faster, take us to where we want to go. Better tomorrows, greater understandings. Somebody drive the wheel, build temples to hold our overstandings, bubbling over, breaking the circle. Somebody drive the wheel, build us some fences to hold the overstandings. Keep out those who don't understand how we understand. We on our way. Build us a better wheel, a flying wheel, driving wheels, sailing wheels, wheels that turn on money, bigger wheels. Who can drive the wheel? Need a big wheel to drive the wheel. Drive over the circle looking for bigger wheels to drive the wheel. How did the wolves get into the circle? Well, somebody got to drive the wheel. Bigger tomorrows, better overstandings, wolves at the wheel. Somebody got to drive the wheel, let the wolves into the circle. How wolves get the wheel? Wolves driving the car full of sheep. Sheep sleep. We them people asleep. Mama Connie's poem. Sitting wrong can pull me back through time. Sometimes it's a song. The truth is, I can be interrupted in the middle of a thought. The ancestors call clearer than a phone line ringing. They want to talk through me. They want to say something. They need a tongue. I give them mine. Today they want you to know there is nothing new. There have always been stars. We are all cosmic dust fragments of all that has ever been. There is nothing new. Only those who have forgotten. Those who think that this is all. Now is not all. Here is not all. They want us to know that there's nothing new, nothing unthought, only unknown in the now. They want us to remember to remember. They say it's important. There are things that get lost. The sound of someone's laughter, a gift from on high, forgotten, floating somewhere, waiting to be remembered. The sweat of a brow furrowed in concentration, falling into the dirt to become part of the all, carried into the wind, the rain down again, absorbed, forever waiting for its moment to be recalled. The curve of a muscle, strained and burdened, holding, lifting, making the now. I stand in honoring that toil, that honest labor, often free, unrewarded, but earnest. There are stories of quiet Saturday mornings in the backseat of cars, no money, or going somewhere, looking, seeing, longing for some future time, not knowing that those precious moments would disappear under the weight of those future days. Long and empty the things that rose softly before them were drugged down dark hallways, some lost on purpose, others waiting for thought to brush up against them. Things like the sound of your dead great-grandmother's name, gasping for air, waiting for you to say it out loud. They want us to know that we are their future. Yes, the dead have futures. We live them. They want us to know they left work from us. They want us to remember what they tried to do but couldn't. They want us to do. They want us to do all that was dreamed. They want us to do it, and they want us to know that we are a promise that they dream on. Yes, the dead have dreams. We are their dreams. Our rising, our falling, our pain, our joy. They want us to know. They told me to write it down. They told me to say it out loud. So it is Bam Fest, and this is one of the events that is happening. There are a bunch of others. I encourage you to go to bamfest.com, BAMBDFEST.com. Look at the calendar and find other events. So, as a part of BAMFest, we publish a magazine every year. So this magazine is hot off the press. You'll be able to find copies around town. And one of the things that we do is we curate a poetry section. And this is a poem by me called 7th Street Float. So here we go. This poem is for Esther Marbury, Slim Jenkins, the Freedmans, Miss Pearl from Pearl's Diner, Nettie Brown, my grandmother, and Tony Coleman. 7th Street Float. Sometimes I drive down 7th Street with my ghost spread 7 deep. A chorus of grandmothers praying in our ears. Nettie Brown, a black girl from State Line, Mississippi, died in South Berkeley, red lines in all directions. She came with her granddaughter through the 16th Street station. She came down to Pearl's on 7th Street because the food reminded her of home. I was Mississippi fed by my Granny Nettie and Miss Pearl from Pearl's. Memories riding with the ghost of 7th Street. My ghosts are chatty today. They say James Brown ate where my granny did when he rode down 7th Street on the way to Slim Jenkins, the orbit room. 7th Street has stories. Walked out of the ocean, Atlantic, Pacific. They closed the portal, tore down the elays, abandoned the train station. Ghost, Spanish moss, and gardenia trees remain. Sometimes I drive down 7th Street with my ghost in formation. Marcus Garvey out front, Daddy Grace bringing up the rear. FOI and Newton in the middle. A California second line fall forward movement we hear. Roots and gore in pockets. Escaping impossible by mere minutes. Will build, tattooed on souls too far from home to return. Made new over and over on strange land. We bought rice and red geranium sown in knotty hair, food for the future. We found Africa. Africa found us, roots in our pocket. We are a replicating myth like Osiris and Christ, crucified to rise, electric boogaloo after hours, pig feet sandwiches, house parties, blue smoke, cools, Newport's side of town. We on the billboards, baby. Smooth water people, smelling like the South, running fast with tambourines on the way to becoming, overcoming, still overcoming, still. My ghosts walk through fresh battlefields, ride slow, gray smoke floating over yellow tape. A boy looked familiar, with his eyes all wide open, mirror, dark sky, shut them gently. He reminded me of Hazel's boy, Pookie, standing in the rain all night with light pouring down rain down on his naked head till he drowned in a hail of bullets. He's shot by everybody. Even his daddy in prison felt it when they joined the ghost on 7th Street, who sometimes lean against the lamppost, remembering their flesh like stories read long ago about relatives they don't know they resemble. And sometimes the sidewalk talk, the trees nod, listening to how yesterday became today, and how today will be yesterday tomorrow. Whose footsteps will be remembered? Roots in our pocket. Prepare a path for me. My father has no house. Rented rooms crowded with memory, can't remember me. My ghost sideshow, slow, long circles, slow peals of smoke hang like hungry slivers of cloud. We suicidally reach for passing stars, Icarus on syrup, pulling up his pants, tribal dance, broken beats catch weaponized words, mostly murking ourselves on Mars. Sometimes my ghosts are angry. They howl and shriek of the BART train, phantom limb pain from buried lives. The portal remembers Atlantic, Pacific, the ocean. New rails vibrating fever pitch frequency. All dreams move to the city. The town is country, especially 7th Street. My ghost whisper into the night, sounding like a red-blooded, full-throated, darker than blue in memory, Harlem night. We pull up to the corner. We stop at the light. So 7th Street Float and This Point are going to be part of a new anthology called The Town that is coming out hopefully later this month. We'll be putting up the website so you can do pre-orders in a couple of days. But this is a piece that will be in The Town. This might be the second time this has ever been read in front of people who don't have the book, which isn't out yet. Okay, so this is a poem about being eaten by a town, or eating a town, or about being devoured in a town, taken in, tantalized by tasty bits, trailblazing, turning up and turning out. You remember it like a meal, like a story, like a meal over a story you ain't in no more. The scene repaints itself between courses to become a story about a town eaten by progress. While you sleep, walk while awake, then walk for decades, you decide. Memories are as real as shameless new realities cooked in new kitchens. A memory is an acquired taste. Tacos with my trumpet player at the talk of the town while being the talk of the town. Casually scandalous. Taqueria and pool hall. We played hard, but never played pool. We frequented Temescal, but we didn't swim. Artsy, smart, cut different, forever, them for the win. Spicy, hot, fresh, delicious times, like summer air with the top down. We created cool, float by, pushing the edge back, passing through like casual royalty. Young then, destined to be forever cool. Specials on the menu, part of the recipe, seasoned seasoning, moving like we got birthrights, rights to roots and dreams, rights to futures here. We planned and planted things in this place. Rooted, planted by water, hands out, this is harvest. Oak, redwood, coastline inheritances. I remember fish, sumptuous, piping hot from sins, just cooked, crisp perfection, cheap at twice the price. I traded in the trumpet player for a drummer. Lake Mary, restaurant breakfasts, Roscoe's brunch, chicken and waffles, after late nights at Sweet Jimmy's or on the square at one of John Ivy's joints with Ivy, doors locked, customers gone, inside only the in crowd remained. We are at the outside of the patio or on the roof at the Black New World, always on the scene. Yummy is part of it, taste-making tidbits. Sonia, Amiri Baraka, the Ishmael Reeds with Marvin X. We black literati, we write history, call it poetry. Things eaten and drank into the senses while eating and drinking after, before, and through pre-hiking times in a town worn like white tees and Nikes, fresh to life like black leather and berets, alive with flavor, pressed into projects after urban renewal, after urban removal, pre and post gentrification, projects, legacy property, waiting list, family to family. I remember Oakland like food stamps, little Debbie cakes and borrowed packages of red Kool-Aid. Corner store meat section 8, you come a long way, baby. This is a point about learning how to eat in a town that might eat you. Don't care if you're hungry. A town wearing a northern smile on a southern face, and you a round thing trying to fit into a square space, knowing it's your angles that give you the edge. You grow anyway. In a town where colonialism ate the trees, built redwood decks and oak tables, spewed out blue gum eucalyptus on hills, nature dressed in meadow, because progress is greedy. This is a poem about being eaten by dreams dreamed by and for other people. Some of the people one day, maybe all the people, but even small slices of leftover shining feed a deep love for a town that let go, fell away from itself onto the sidewalks, gave way to underpasses and red line neighborhoods being eaten by million-dollar homes, starter places, not destinations for new explorers on the way somewhere else. This is a place to be from. This is still a portal. This is the here we were running to, where your grandfather boldly built a house, where your father went to the same elementary school you went to before you, the one they want to close because there are no children now. They passed by dancing Jesus on the way out of town, in the shadow of the train station that brought their family's freedom dreams down to the bottoms, where the Freedmans built the Lincoln Theater on the street, Esther Mabry and Slim Jenkins entertained, where the post office ate pearls and the bark train drank the ocean streets, Pacific and Atlantic, and then chased it with tears. This is a poem about being indigestible, the bit that persists without ambient melting point, the shape that calls home from the air, out of yearning, out of the need to be from in the ever-present going to. The chapter, the tale of refugees, held by, connected to, rooted stories, strong branches, where memories flower. This is a poem about magic seeds that grow real fruit in a town where things were planted. Magnolia, loquat, plum, shaped like freedom dreams, fig, grape, rosemary. This is a poem about the wild myth of things that grow without water, that make noise when they walk, colored by notions about freedom, the rights needed to make it right. This is about a town made of dreams, chased down the coastline like southern breeze running from the heat. This is a poem about being empty and being full, fulfilling, about being full, about a perpetual hunger, about a meal savored slowly, a snack gobbled on the run, a chapter in dreams, about a place, about here, about this town, about us. Thank you very, very much. It warms my heart to see that when I look up, that there are so many faces here that came out to spend a Saturday and grab some poetry. So this is the part where I leave you exactly 6 minutes to ask me questions.
I'm not a question, but I just want to thank you and from all our special guests, Dr. Nzinga. This was totally amazing. It's an honor to have you here. I mean, let's give her another round. This is we're here, and for you to come at this afternoon and just share this moment. Which we are actually recording this. The library assistant, Mark, we're recording this, and this will live on in our archives department. Dr. Nzinga spoke a lot about 7th Street. Keep in mind, we are a research institution for African American history and culture. Our collection has so many wonderful individuals that we spotlight. Most of them are from Oakland, some migrated from other places to Oakland. Slim Jenkins, we talked a lot about Slim Jenkins in our collection. Esther Arbour actually put this institution in her will, so we received a wonderful donation from her. So we all about, as Dr. Nzinga was saying, we're coming together, and the history of Oakland is so rich. And a lot of people don't know about it, but through her work, her poetry, we have learned even more. And I was supposed to be in a Zoom meeting today, and I forgot about it, so I think I missed it. I got so involved in your reading. So, but that's okay. I'll get back to that later. But right now, if you have any questions, I'm sure she's got a few minutes to spend with us. Okay. Or are you getting
Is that exactly a class?
Yes, it is.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Xavier is a musician, and he just did me the honor of scoring Flowers for the Trash Man by Marvinez, which is a classic fine arts play that will be coming out as a short film. Maybe during BandFest, we're in the mixing phase. Yes, Xavier.
I would like and love if you could just read all the books that you read from today so that we can go and read more.
The Horse Eaters from Nomadic Press, INCANDESCENT. Sorrowland Oracle, again from Nomadic Press. And then this is the Belfast magazine, and so when you see it, guys, we'll give it to you free. It says it's worth $20. This is gonna be a classic like Soul Book one day, when we stop making them. So if you can afford it, give over the $20 or whatever you can, in terms of keeping this work going. And then the poem that I read from here, along with the last one, are gonna be on a new anthology partnership between me and Nomadic Press. It's Nomadic's last publication in the city of Oakland, and it's called The Town. You're welcome. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Nzinga. Appreciate the question very much. I was wondering, as for the laureate, is there anything about the position of work that you share?
From a really personal point, it's like the best honorific I've ever gotten. I don't care what happens after this. I will always treasure it. Even in my wildest dreams for me, I never imagined that that would happen. And I was so overjoyed when Tongo Ison Martin became the San Francisco Public Laureate. And I was so surprised. And sometimes we just don't remember stuff. Then I remember that Mary Baraka was the first and only poet laureate of Newark. And it just goes to show you how powerful poetry is. He wrote a poem and they told him to change his poem or resign. He refused to do either. They retired the position and it doesn't exist anymore. Newark has never had a poet laureate since. I wrote a poem about it. It's an interesting opportunity. What do you do if you got a reputation for speaking truth to power, and power gives you a microphone? I think it's a place people could get lost. I have had a wonderful time continuing to speak truth to power. I feel like it was especially hard. I was like the COVID laureate. They didn't have one. And then they let me be the laureate when nobody could go anywhere. So I feel a way about that. You should not let Black women do all the shopping for the groceries and prepare the meal and then tell them when it's time to eat that they need to go now. So we'll see how that goes, okay? But as an aside, I have a collection of first, and I feel a certain way about first. It's hard to be the first anything. There are no rules. That usually means there's no structure. And so it's easy to make mistakes or not do it right because you're the first. I kind of enjoy being the first though because for the same exact reason, there's no rules, there's no structure. So you get to run with scissors. And if you do it with enough dedication, maybe you get to leave a mold for the way it should be. I tried as hard as I could to make these some real big shoes for somebody else to follow so that they take it seriously. And I also discovered this thing about being the first. It doesn't matter how many come after you. I'll always be the inaugural poet laureate of Oakland. Does anybody else have a question? Yes.
Thank you for your reading today. I wanted to ask, when writing about topics that can be painful, are there things you do in your writing process to take care of yourself, or is the writing in itself self-care?
I think the writing itself is healing. I think self-articulation is healing. I think often that most of us live what I call unarticulated lives. How often does somebody actually walk up to one of us and say, how are you? How's your life been? Please have a seat. I want you to tell me all about you, all the things that you think. It doesn't happen a lot, you know? So I think a lot of us carry bottled up, unresolved things that could probably help a lot of other people if they knew that there were other people processing the same thing. For me, I write by compulsion. I have to. And I think I channeled the pain into fuel by doing it. I think I'm hypersensitive. So I feel things. I get sad over other people's business. And so the only way I can carry that is to put it down and not trick all of y'all. Because when I read it to you, I give it to you, and you help us all carry it. So I think that the art itself, the chance to tell a story is extremely healing.
Thank you.
Well, we have ended right and proper. We are here until 3, it is 2 after. I have very much enjoyed everyone, your rapt attention is just food to a poet's soul. So thank you very much for coming. Please take a card for Radio Raw, and there is a website on here, bamfest.com, that'll plug you in because you're all poetry lovers. There are a bunch of literary events coming up as a part of BAMFest. There's the launch of the town. There is a selection of readers from Blackbird Press. These will be free on Zoom. And then there's a fundraiser at the Oakland Museum of California on the 20th with a young lady named Mimi Tempest, a young man named Zohar Musta. Both of them are phenomenal poets. And then from Oakland to New York to now Ghana, Rudy Muwangozi will be on the piano. And then if you know Rooms Fellini from San Francisco, David Boyce will be in the house. So it's not to be missed. Catered event, come on through. So,
Poetry Mondays.
Poetry Mondays.
Don't forget the Monday nights.
Monday night theater. Monday night at Bam House, which used to be Flight Deck, which used to be Piano Fight, 1540 Broadway, has been repurposed into a cultural center, a Black arts center, and it's called Bam House. And so a lot of the live activity for Bam Fest will be there. Monday night theater, most of it is $15 or free. So again, go to the Give Me These Cards. This is a magic card. It has a website on it that will tell you all the things, and it means we will see each other soon. All right?